Yo, what's up? What's it hanging? Yo, uh, I've just been chilling at my dad's house, watching movies and shit. That's fun. I watched Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2, reminding myself why Spider-Man 2 is the best movie in the world. I wanted to watch Spider-Man 1 first so that I reminded myself of, what happened before Spider-Man 2. But Spider-Man 2 kicks some ass. Found another reason why it's the greatest thing in the world. Spider-Man 2 has Dr. Octopus in it. Dr. Octopus, great character, but super cool thing about what he does is, right, he's the octopus guy because he's got his 4 regular limbs and then he's got these 4 robotic limbs that stick out his back. But the crazy thing is, right, the cool thing is whenever he does anything with his robotic limbs, whenever he picks up anything, whenever he's like doing anything, he holds one to the ground to sturdy himself. Like, there is no scene where his robotic limbs don't make sense. And that's a bit of a stretch because I didn't check all of them and I only kind of noticed this about halfway through. But I didn't notice anything completely wrong immediately, so I'm probably right. I just didn't actually analyze all of the scenes. But most of the time, yeah, when he was walking, there was at least 2 on the ground. And whenever he picked up anything or he moved something, he always stuck one straight into the ground to sturdy himself. And I thought, like, that was the coolest fucking thing that they would think about that, and then they would put that in there, make sure that that's a thing that happens, because that's completely true, and that's how it would have to work. Because, like, to have these 4 robotic arms move and pick up things, like, if you have 4 of them in front of you, picking up something huge, then there's just a ginormous weight that's only being held up by 2 regular human feet. And no, it doesn't work. So they have to have one in the ground holding it steady, and that's cool as hell. I don't know how they actually did the arms from a movie perspective, but I absolutely love them in the movie. I don't know how they made them, how they created them in the making of the movie. Now I just want to watch the making of of that movie if I can find videos on that. That would be fun. What the hell else did I watch? I watched some Rick and Morty and some Mad Men and some fucking Sunny and shit like that. Some Wilfred. I haven't watched Wilfred for a long time, so I caught a few episodes of that. Because now I can do that. I also played this quite a bit. I leveled up, and I leveled up perfectly, I think. No, I ran out of vitality, not out of battle points. But, oh shit, that was not a good thing that just happened. I mean, we can kind of be fine. I should have been paying attention to Wingless's health. I'm just going to use this skill now because she's almost dead. So I revamped my teams in that I just made this team a lot stronger and then sort of figured out that it can actually take out these higher ones. And if we get lucky, then we can do the 7 9s on even that level 500 right there. So this team is a lot stronger now because the Unleasher is now GUR, then the 2 buffers are also GUR. The only problem is the multi-hit is not GUR, and the other buffer, the Wingless, isn't. I considered putting the other Unleasher there instead of Wingless, but Wingless really helps out. It just kind of comes in and it's like, I don't know. It just kind of saves the day sometimes, being able to do all 3 skills at once. It's a low chance, and I wish I had 2 of her, but, I'm just gonna use that skill because I don't care about anything. We're about to get fucked up. Maybe. There is a chance, a very, very tiny chance, that, Siri or whatever, no, I was gonna say that Siri can survive throughout the whole thing. Is that her? Yeah, it is. I mean, we can still win this, ridiculously enough, because now we're gonna do 9s. So if everybody can stay alive long enough. Why did I think we were gonna... No, the Passions are gonna do 9s because the Passions have been buffing themselves. So now we're fine. Because we have these URs that have a ridiculous amount of health. which is super great. Fucking Summer Alchemist over here isn't maxed on anything, but she definitely has a few bonuses, so that's good. But yeah, I think after this I'm gonna watch Batman, the really old Michael Keaton Tim Burton Batman, because I've never seen it and I just want to see it. So that's gonna be fun. I do like superhero movies. They're interesting. A lot of them aren't like that well done, but they're a lot of fun to watch. And again, I never saw the Michael Keaton Batman. I want to see, you know, what he can do with it. But yeah, today is just kind of sitting around doing nothing. I have an idea for a video that I may do with my sister. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but that may happen. And I don't like to talk about projects, but I'm not really going too far into it, and I'm not saying that it's a guarantee. So, yay. There is another thing, though, that I can talk about, but I don't know if I want to. Because while it's interesting, bringing it up leaves me in a situation where I can't do a certain thing in the future. Partially. Well, because I have reason to believe that there is no overlap in the VC audience and the Kumo audience, but I have no guarantee that no one who watches the Kumo that show listens to this show. I have no guarantee. So if I talk about it, I could mess up. But the only thing I would be messing up is my plans to mess with somebody. Okay. So I found out that I have been saying heresy wrong for more than 180 days. And it probably 40, 50 times I've had to say this word, and I've been saying hearsay, which is a word, it's just very different from heresy. Heresy is related to heretic. I knew what a heretic was, and I understood what heresy was. Heresy is a thing that goes against the established religion. They take it a little weird in the story. Heresy in the story is just, you know, anything that's like taboo or bad almost. Although there is a skill that is taboo, but it's complicated, whatever. But I've been saying hearsay, which hearsay is literally just a rumor. A rumor is hearsay. I've been saying hearsay because I know the word hearsay, but I've never seen the word hearsay like spelled out. I've never seen it spelled out, and I've been saying hearsay instead of heresy. I don't even think I've heard that word, but I knew the word heretic. I knew what a heretic was, so I understand what heresy is. Heresy. It's gonna take me some time to get used to it, right? Just for like so long I've been doing this, and I've been saying hearsay magic, and a hearsay this. But the plan was, of course, to not mention that ever and to continue to say it wrong just to fuck with this guy. And I might not do that because that's a little mean, right? I would have actually, like, I would have said something about it next time I recorded, which would be in a few days. Well, I may even end up recording tomorrow just because it's a fun story and I just want to. Because I just mostly sit around all day, so if nobody's around, I may end up doing that. But the video itself wouldn't go out for another few days, no matter when I record it. But if I I could say something about it, but I could also just continue to say it wrong and see if he continues to, because what he did, right, is I saw the comment and he left it earlier in the morning on the video that was uploaded yesterday, And then he copied the exact same comment and left it on the video that was uploaded today. And he also made a comment about it like 2 days ago, just talking about what it actually was and not telling me that I'm pronouncing it wrong. I think maybe he like tried to get that in there, but like confused himself or something. I don't know. But so because he did that, it really makes me want to just mess with him and not say it correctly. Specifically because he had to leave the comment twice. And while he has no reason to believe that I read it, because I didn't reply at all. I don't reply to comments very often unless they're like specific questions or they like need to be addressed in the comments. But what he did was he said something that would be addressed in the video. So when I record next, then I'll talk about it. I don't know if he understands that I don't record them all every day. I don't record them daily, so it won't be addressed until a few days from now. So he may just leave that exact comment every time a new video comes out. But I will not reply to it. And if he does do that, then I'm probably going to continue to say it wrong until he stops. And that's what I want to do. Just to see how long it can go before he stops. But he probably won't stop. And neither of us will stop. And I will just make everything worse for him specifically because he's the only person who cares. Because I pronounce things wrong all the time. I don't say Valkyrie correctly. I intentionally don't say Valkyrie correctly. Valkyrie is the correct way to say it, but I say Valkyrie. I say Valkyrie because Valkyrie is the way that I thought it was said the very first time I saw it. And then I just stuck with that for the hell of it because I do that. And no one on the channel has corrected me. The only time I got a correction was when a friend of mine heard me talking about it. He was like, why do you say it like that? And I know I don't say it very often. And sometimes I'll say it either way. I just like the way the word Valkyrie sounds. And I like the little chance that there is someone who will get really annoyed with it. Because it's a little mean to do that, to do things do things specifically to annoy people. But you know, it's gosh, yeah, I gotta have my fun, right? I get to have my fun in these situations, you know. I'm breaking my breaking my back. Not really, but I'm breaking my voice doing all this shit for him, and he's ungrateful. No, he's not ungrateful at all. The first one he mentioned hearsay, he actually thanked me for doing what I was doing, and then he was like, this is what, or I don't like how it works in the story, but he never mentioned anything about its pronunciation, so I wasn't curious. And then he said the pronunciation thing. I think he was like, please, in all caps, he said, please Google the word heresy and see how it's pronounced. But it's just, oh god, because he did the same exact thing. I don't like repetition, okay? I don't like repetition. It bothers me a lot. I'm just not happy when I look at repetition. So when I see that, the exact same comment, I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to make sure I see it. But God, I don't want to see the same thing twice. It's just heresy. Heresy, right? Heretic, heresy. Right, yeah. Like, I knew what the word was in context. I understood it. And I felt like I've seen it before. I just never knew how to pronounce it. So I just said a hearsay because I've heard the word hearsay before. But they're not very similar. There's like kind of not really though. Like hearsay is like slander, almost. So There are like kind of not really connections, but connections that can be made almost barely. I should kill that and just deal some damage. That's barely any damage. But I don't think there's actually any real connection. But you know, I'm just thinking back for no reason in particular. I'm thinking back to the time when I was watching The Fifth Element on demand, and I think no, it was either on demand or it was just on TV, because I know I let it play, but I think I let it play because I had like a time thing. But I had to record a video, so I just recorded the video while I was watching the Fifth Element in the background on mute. I had it muted, but I was just there and I was just randomly commenting about it. Right now I got nothing like that, but the TV is on. Right now the TV is connected to the Wii U. It's just how I'm getting the Netflix. Right now I just have it showing the time for me so I can keep track of it that way. But it's actually showing the time an hour behind, but it's fine because the minutes are close enough. Heresy. Oh god. Like when I did Sepia Tears, somebody's tried to I feel like I've told this story a million times, but it always interests me. There's this one person who really doesn't like me. He just does not like me. I think he doesn't like me because I was mean to a friend that he really likes, but she actually didn't care. He just got really defensive for her. But we were all friends with her, but now she's not. She doesn't really talk to me because she's not in any of the major groups. I talk to her sometimes, but we just don't talk often. Same friend, in fact, same friend that got me back into VC, interestingly enough. But no, this guy just hates my fucking guts, and anytime I ask him why, he just doesn't remember. So it's just one of those things where he's just gotten used to hating me, so he just has to hate me. I'm sure if we just sat down and talked about it, then he'd be like, okay, you know what, you're fine. Of course I like to believe that, because that's, you know, it's fun or whatever. But this guy absolutely hates me. And I send a link to, oh, fuck. I send a link to, of Sepia Tears to this chat that he's in, that other friends of mine are in, because I'm super fucking proud of it, right? It's one of my favorite series that I've ever done, and I had so much fun with it. I was like, I want to share this with people because I love it. So I share that there, and then he leaves a comment saying, like, I hate you or something like that. And he says, not in a comment, but in the chat, he says, you said reprise wrong. It's actually reprise. And I was like, no. No, actually, it's either way. Reprise is more common, but it's either way. But the funny thing is, I said Sepia Tears, Winter's Reprise, but Sepia is wrong. It's Sepia. Sepia Tears, not Sepia. But he didn't comment on that one. He tried to correct me on the thing that was fine, but not the thing that was wrong. Later on, another friend was like, oh, you know, you actually said this thing wrong. It's this, but, you know, people do that all the time. And I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. I never knew that. And then we just had that was it. No anger at all. Super fun, happy times. God, I want to talk to her. I haven't talked to her in forever. I'm just thinking about that. But so I'm pretty sure that's who I'm thinking of. So yeah, Sepia Tears, Winter's Reprise. I still have that game downloaded. I still have it. It's exactly where I left it. Because I want to go back to it. I want to do that. I want to do that more. It just never got any views. I want to do that. I want to do more visual novels. I want to do them, but I don't want to do them because they never get any views. But I feel like, you know, if I do one that's popular and good, if I do get around to doing If My Heart Had Wings, which I know I want to do, and I might just do it because it's one of my favorite things in the world. If I do it, like, I have a brand new audience than I had before, right? The particular way the show works is the subscribers come and go constantly. So I have a brand new audience that probably all of you listening now probably haven't heard Sepia Tears at all. I don't even know if you've heard any of the one and dones where I've done voice acting, but I don't do very good voice acting. I try. I did a bit of voicing in Valkyrie Connect. I gave somebody a voice, but I messed it up a whole bunch. And then Mike was upset with me because I was mean to somebody. But you know how it goes. I don't know why I said that. I don't understand if you would know anything. You know, maybe it can happen. Dave wants me to do rewrite, obviously, but that's not going to happen because I don't think there's any way to get rewrite on the phone. If I had a better computer, then I could do whatever the fuck I wanted. But you know, but there is also there's the one about the cripples, Katawa Shoujo or something, which I'm pretty sure Dave likes, and another great friend of mine who I super likes that. So I'm thinking about that, and that would be an entirely new thing to me. So I would be able to react to the things in fun and organic ways, which is always a great thing to behold, I guess. But you know, with the whole Kumo audience that's there, then there's more of a potential for that kind of thing because Kumo and Shield are just me reading a story. So this other thing that would be a visual novel is still me reading a story. I'm just more inclined to do voices, and there's a visual thing. I do voices because I know exactly who's talking when they're talking. I don't do voices with Kumo or Shield because I have no fucking clue most of the time. Sometimes I try to put special, like, higher or lower voices, but sometimes I fuck that up even. Like, I give some old man a really high girly voice just because I didn't know who the fuck was talking, because they don't do that. They don't tell you who's talking. But you can figure it out in context and after the fact, but right there when you're reading it, this is no fucking clue. But if I did either of those, I think I could have a lot of fun with that. But it doesn't seem like there's much demand for that. I know I asked people to ask me to read If My Heart Had Wings, and then somebody actually left a comment saying that because they were just playing along. But they're actually a different person, like a new subscriber, left a comment. I forget exactly what they said, but I remember their picture because their picture was actually from If My Heart Had Wings, which got me more thinking about it. Actually, I left a reply on their thing, on their comment. I think it was just something simple like a thanks or something, or like a your channel is cool, which of course I'm always super grateful for, and I love those. But I was just like, hey, your picture is from this thing, and I love it a lot, and I'm probably going to do a series on it. And they were like, oh, that's cool, I didn't know that. I'm assuming they didn't know where their picture was from. They would have no idea that I liked the thing, so I don't know why they would say that they didn't know that, because of course they didn't know that. Why would they know that it was one of my favorite visual novels? But you know, that's the thing. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow if nobody's around. Maybe I'll just fucking maybe I'll go a little crazy. Maybe I won't though, because then I have to upload more videos, and uploading videos means less bandwidth for Netflix and shit, so it'll get a little shoddy. But you know, I'll figure out what I'm doing tomorrow when tomorrow comes. For now, take care of yourself.